A pleasant good evening to you all. I'm Shane Harris. After this episode, we're going to be 4 episodes away till the start of the Mayhem tournament. And this one will be the last entry from the United States. Now, when I was coming up with the entire grid, I noticed that Miles from Tomorrowland, aka Mission Force 1, was the only Y-rated entry. And that didn't sit right with me. So I had to scour through multiple different cartoon lists to find out which one would be a viable competitor in that class in terms of ratings. Not the Nielsen ratings, we're talking about the TV ratings. As in Y, Y7, PG, and 14, and MA, and so on. And I also judged my next entry based upon the Shane Harris Tonight rules. So, one that's completely underrated, one that's sort of unknown, one that also was popular that later became a huge fad. So that last one, the fad rule, is how come the likes of OKKO and Johnny Test made it here. And it's also the main reason why this next show is here. You won't believe me, but Little Einsteins is the next one, folks. So, how did this show came about? Well. This is a project that dates back to 2004, if you include the pilot, which was only been shown to the public through certain DVD promos, and its look was pretty rough. Thank goodness that Frank Winter and the rest of the animation team at Curious Pictures, the same guys who worked on Codename Kids Next Door, decided to completely overhaul the character design, and it made it work. Disney's first ever Toon Boom Harmony project was this. One that rarely had any errors given because of how technologically advanced Harmony was. And Harmony wasn't just the name of the animation system. Harmony is part of what makes this series click with its viewers, and it is because the series focused on orchestral music and also the iconic artwork of the pre-war days, a lot of which is in the public domain. But unfortunately, the public domain is hard to define because you got today's music companies being complete dicks and trying to cash in on money. Looking at you, Universal. But anyway, you may be wondering, who are the ones behind the wheel of the so-called rocket? Their favorite mode of transportation. The driver happens to be on the passenger side. Leo, lead conductor. Bonus points for the fact that from head to toe, orange and black happens to be his overall color scheme. Next to him is June, professional ballet dancer. Then Quincy, a well-known brass player, and also a very technologically skilled instrument worker. And then you have Annie, singer. All 4 of them perfectly work with each other to get their elective missions done, ranging from rescue missions to straight up normal adventures. And this series is the only one of the Shane Harris Tonight bunch to break the fourth wall and ask for the participation of the audience. That is clearly... Now, for me at age 21, you may think that's sort of an insult for me to say such, but it's not. You don't expect someone at the age of 3 to know the name of Tchaikovsky, but don't worry, the show has you covered. Voice actor wise, you won't find much info on all 4 of them, especially the US version of the show. They have 2 different English dubs. One's the British one, it's used internationally. The other is the US version that's used in the US, Canada, and also on later remasters everywhere else. And based on what I can find on YouTube, Leo's voice actor somehow decided to play high school hockey. I can't determine if it's true or not. June's voice actor continued on to become a live-action actress. That is confirmed. Quincy's voice actor moved on to R&B work. Can't really determine that. And Annie's voice actor, who is fluent in both Polish and English, continued on with her singing career and also somehow has a major at Harvard. That is confirmed. And the series, when it came out in 2005, it was pretty much a success from the start, though it did have some stiff competition, courtesy the likes of Dora the Explorer and Go Diego Go for Nick, and also other Disney competitors, including the 2004 Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So it had some stiff competition. And when this show made its debut, it had its first full-length episode be a DVD exclusive here to the States. Just like another certain 2005 property that came from our neighbors to the north. I'm sorry, Canada. I hate seeing y'all being tariffed, but unfortunately, that's what happens when our country's ran by a dick. Anyway, the series would run till 2009. The episodes weren't 4x3, but they did get a 16:9 remaster for almost all the episodes, based on what I can tell. And they had reruns all the way up till about 2011 or so, but then they restarted them for some reason. And then the ratings for the reruns spiked up in 2014-15 because there was a certain somebody on the internet who decided to remix its theme song and turn it into some trap remix, whatever the hell that is. That one had viewership in the millions, and people decided that they're going to clamor on to reruns, and thus the popularity of the show grew again. And then about 2 years after, its popularity started to, well, fade away. And that's how this show basically came about, folks. Now, what I can tell you as well is that the fan art is pretty much varied. You got people who actually are pretty good at what they do, including redesigning characters, and one person even going as far as making all 4 characters canon to a early 2000s Disney/ABC universe by having them be aged as high schoolers as part of what is known as the Glee Club. You can find that on Twitter. And the other half of the fan art sector is complete randomness, ranging from the lowest of the low in terms of creativity to creating OCs that don't really have much stories written to them. Overall, the series, not too bad, and this one does give you a lot of info through its strong use of the public domain and also stock footage. After all, the GM Heritage Center in Detroit managed to make it onto an episode. Go figure. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this show. Not bad, and it does hold up well. Now, the next 4 episodes of Shane Harris Tonight are all foreign. The next 2 are from Canada, and the final 2 are from France. Next week, Friday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, or whenever I get the episode put out, we're going to talk about Fangbone. We'll see you then. Good night.